It's November 17th, 2020, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm Brian Troxell. With coronavirus cases surging across the country, it was a week full of pandemic lockdown hypocrisy from our terrible, no-good political class. First, in California, Governor Gavin Newsom attended a birthday dinner for one of his advisors with at least a dozen people from multiple households, in violation of his state's guidelines that limit gatherings to no more than 3 households. After being called out, Newsom said, "I should have modeled better behavior and not joined the dinner." Afterward, the governor modified the guidelines to limit gatherings to no more than 3 households unless one of the households is the Newsom household. Now to Chicago, where Mayor Lori Lightfoot defended her participation in a street celebration of Joe Biden's election victory, despite her own rules against mass gatherings, by saying, "That crowd was gathered whether I was there or not," which is an excuse so brazen and laughable, I'm going to start using it for everything. That handle of vodka got drank whether I was there or not. And in Washington, House Republicans... Is it that time already? And now over to Allie O'Neill, as I am late for a meeting with your mom. Bye.
Thanks, Brian. First Lady Melania Trump has filed for divorce and is seeking custody of... Oh, wait a minute, that won't be for another couple of months. Sorry, I am just getting way ahead of myself. I'm just so excited to be hosting again. In a new interview, former President Barack Obama describes Trump as Richie Rich and, in his words, a complaining, lying, doesn't take responsibility for anything type of figure. Now, we here at NewsBrake think that description might be a little unfair. I mean, Richie Rich clearly has much better looking hair than that. President Obama stated that he will not accept a cabinet post in the Biden White House. In the history of the U.S. presidency, no former president has ever served on the cabinet. Obama stated that if anyone deserves a post on the president-elect's cabinet, it should be Joe Biden's nurse. Rumors are swirling that Donald Trump will announce a 2024 election run the moment the Electoral College casts their votes for Biden. No word yet on whether the Democrats will rig that election the same way they did the last one. Another COVID-19 vaccine is showing tremendous results in medical studies. Pharmaceutical company Moderna says its vaccine is more than 94% effective. Pfizer says their COVID-19 vaccine is just as effective, and injecting bleach, as President Trump once joked about, is proving to be even more effective at killing you. Dr. Anthony Fauci says the coronavirus vaccine should be available to average Americans this April, which is why the vaccine will be distributed exclusively at Kohl's. Police in Houston are searching for the robbers who shot New York rapper Jeremy Pinnock, better known by his stage name, Benny the Butcher. They believe the suspects are Bob the Baker and Chris the Candlestick Maker. New York City will start sending mental health teams to some 911 calls instead of the police. The plan is for trained counselors to handle calls regarding someone's mental health. The NYPD's labor union objects to this because they say mental health counselors aren't properly trained to beat, racially profile, or plant evidence on suspects. Late Saturday night, New York City police busted an underground fight club at a warehouse in the Bronx. Now, clearly, someone forgot the first 2 rules of Fight Club. A total of 203 people were in attendance, none of whom were wearing face masks. Police confiscated alcohol, drugs, 2 handguns, and arrested 10 men for being the alleged ringleaders. When police asked for a statement, all they replied was, "His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson.
His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. This is all the way. His name is Robert Paulson."
And rounding out our news on New York City criminal activity, the guy who punched Rick Moranis in New York City last month was finally identified. It was Andy Dick. Package delivery company UPS will now allow its employees to wear natural black hairstyles, longer hair, and beards. The beard part really got Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent Tim Millard excited, as he's desperately in need of money since Brian Troxell refuses to pay this show's writers. Tim decided this was his chance to earn some extra income as a UPS delivery driver, and he shares with us now his first day on the job. Thanks, Tim, but I don't think you're gonna cut it as a UPS delivery driver. You forgot to smash the package.
That's what she said.
Oh, hi, Babs.
Hi. Can I have a turn?
Go for it, buddy.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Mine are all about animals. Yeah. Okay. The Mirror is reporting an adorable, freshly groomed dog was left looking like a Smurf after it bit into an ink cartridge. The owner said that it rushed out immediately to find safe shampoo to clean the dog. The desperate dog said it was the only way to get its owner, who had been working from home for the past 8 months, to leave the house and finally get some me time. It's important for dogs. A middle school in Indiana had quite a scare this week after a deer came crashing through its classroom window. However, no students were harmed during the incident, as the deer was practicing social distancing and was wearing a mask. Deer with a mask. This will be my third one. Reports out of North Korea say that the country is training dolphins to fight in war. But the U.S. is unfazed, as it'll be no match for our Navy SEALs. Our Navy SEALs. There it is. Thank you very much. Is Brian back yet? No? No Brian yet? Okay, that's all right. How are we doing on time? Good? All right. A California bear, famous on social media for walking into stores and gas stations and taking food without paying, has been caught and released back into the wild. Police did not shoot the bear on sight, even though it was a black bear. So that's good. I mean, we're progressing. In an effort to prevent bears from wandering into neighborhoods, the Japanese town of Takahawa has posted 2 unique guards, monster robotic wolves. Motion sensors are attached to the robot wolves that, when activated, cause their eyes to flash red, their heads to rotate, and a speaker to play an ungodly screeching sound like this. That's ungodly. So far, the monster robot wolves have been effective in thwarting bears. You know what else is effective in thwarting bears? A fence. Right? All right. I'm out of time, so back to you in the studio, Allie O'Neill. Thank you.
And hey, speaking of fences, the Trilldale Elementary School in France has put up a poster outside of the school requesting that parents not throw late children over the locked gate. The school nurse has just been overwhelmed with 4 to 5 concussions and broken limbs every day, and the school just isn't staffed for that. Wisconsin police are on the hunt for whoever stole a rare 25-foot pine tree from a university campus. Investigators say they are stumped. Former Entertainment Tonight host John Tesh has abandoned Twitter for the upstart right-wing social media service Parler. Or is it Parlay? Nobody can answer that for me. In other news, John Tesh is still alive. According to a new survey, more than 40% of Americans think their cooking skills have improved so much during the pandemic they could now compete on TV's MasterChef. I, on the other hand, am looking forward to competing on Novice Chef and preparing my 3-minute and under microwaved meals. This includes warming up a hot dog, Lean Cuisine's finest, and leftover Postmates deliveries. And hey, speaking of delivered food, online food delivery service Doordash plans on going public on the New York Stock Exchange. However, the company's plans did hit a snag after its drivers delivered the prospectus papers to a completely different address and still marked the delivery as complete. I wonder if they ate the prospectus. According to another survey, 38% of Americans are planning to host a Thanksgiving dinner with 10 or more people despite desperate pleas from medical officials to avoid large gatherings. Native American groups applaud the idea and have even offered to lend their smallpox blankets to the cause. A husband and wife in New Hampshire claim an Animal Planet reality show made them look like marijuana growers. According to their lawsuit, an episode of Northwood's Law showed a state fish and game officer questioning them about marijuana growing nearby. The husband and wife are innocent, but say the episode creates a false impression about them because they are not marijuana growers. They make meth, just like any normal couple in rural New Hampshire.
If these plants had grown to maturity and been harvested, the marijuana could have a street value of more than $50,000. Eradications get illegal drugs off the street and discourage future grows in the area. All of these plants will be destroyed.
I would just like to throw out there that if there are any law enforcement type folks who need help destroying plants such as this in the future, let me know. I can help you with that. A man in Thailand overdosed after taking a large quantity of Viagra and using too much erection cream. But I think the question we're all asking is there ever too much erection cream? That was from one of our newly minted graduates of the Sketchworks writers class. You too can learn how to craft classy zingers just like that one by keeping up with us on all of the platforms and signing up for one of our classes. We would love for you to help us crank out the funny. And it looks like Guitar Center is about to play their swan song. Reports are the store is preparing to file for bankruptcy, yet plans to remain in business, which is great for their customers who can still use their parking lot to sell dime bags. And that's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. I'm Allie O'Neill. Insert witty sign-off here. What? Nobody wrote anything for me?
Stop the hammering! Stop the hammering! Stop the hammering! Stop the hammering!
Straighten up and smile.
Wait, everybody grab your cats.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Bye.
Hello? Yeah. No. No. Okay, yeah. Right. He'll be back next week. Okay, thank you. Bye. Stop the hammering!